For lack of better words, Joshua Tree is weird. The scenery is weird, from the infamous gangly Joshua trees that flood the park to the odd rock formations and boulder mounds. It's just different. The park has rabbits with ears too big and coyotes that are fearless. And there are plants and ecosystems here that you can't find anywhere else, and night skies that are darker than most places on Earth. With all this weirdness contained into 800,000 acres to explore, we knew we needed to visit in our equally weird home on wheels. We're Blake and Cassie, and we live in this cute blue school bus. We left Ohio 1 year ago and have been traveling the United States full-time since then. I'm Cassie, and in the spirit of being weird, I figured I'd let you know some weird things about me. First off, my lifelong dream after college was to live in a school bus. But I also wear socks with sandals, collect dead things like this cow bone, and I like polar plunges. This is Blake, equally weird but in different ways. He owned a barber supply business in college, yet he never cuts his hair, except once. He wears pants 4 times too big and puts hot sauce on everything. Like almost everyone visiting a national park, we came here as total tourists, not knowing what to expect or what we would see. We learned pretty quickly, though, that a lot of people come to Joshua Tree for very specific hobbies, and we decided we wanted to give each of them a try. The first of these activities being rock climbing. Unlike its surrounding areas, Joshua Tree has very distinct boulder formations. The geometric rocks were formed by magma and chemical weathering, which rounded and exposed Monzo granite, which is a perfect rock face for rock climbers. As we drove through the park, it was hard to miss the small silhouettes of people standing on top of huge boulders. These climbers have traveled from all over the world to climb the hundreds of routes in Joshua Tree. It got to be obvious to us that rock climbing has created its own little network and community in the park. As we drove through campgrounds, we could see climbers working on boulder problems in the backyard of their campsites, and at night we saw the faint glows of headlamps from dedicated climbers still working to get to the top of their climb. Before coming to Joshua Tree, we bought our own crash pad. Blake and I have been rock climbing before, but I'd say we're pretty amateur climbers. We're the type of people that say we climb because we have all the gear, but our climbing rope has never left its original packaging since we started bus life a year ago. So we decided to start with bouldering since it's a little less committal, and as with anything, there was definitely a learning curve.
I guess that's the scoop. Think you got it? So this is actually our first time putting the crash pad out. We've had it for a few weeks now. It's kind of just floated around the bus. Taking us to the cheese boulder. It's a V1. Cassie just went searching around the corner for an easier boulder.
Okay, so far I think our boulder experience has been interesting. I think we thought that our climbing would translate better from the gym to outside. We're climbing like V4s in the gym, but outside we're climbing like V0, V-easy, which is like as easy as it gets. After our semi-failed bouldering trip, we decided to have lunch and drive around to see more of the park. As the nights grew earlier, it was easy for us to recognize the beauty of Joshua Tree at night. This place is a national dark zone, which means it has some of the best stargazing in the United States. Lots of astrophotographers have named Joshua Tree as one of the best places to capture night photography, which gave us the perfect landscape to practice our own astrophotography. If you're interested in how our astrophotography went, you should watch our next video. We spent about a month in Joshua Tree, stargazing and exploring the unique ecosystem. Since the park straddles the Mojave and Colorado Desert, it has become one of the most biodiverse regions in the country. As we extended our stay in Joshua Tree, we realized that a landscape as weird as this attracts a lot of weird people too. Naturally, we wanted to be friends with them. We decided to meet up with a bunch of strangers celebrating Thanksgiving in the Nomad community of Joshua Tree. We fittingly called it Bandsgiving, and with all of us put together, we threw a hell of a desert party. If you don't like weird, don't visit Joshua Tree. If you don't come here, we can promise you won't make any of those weirdly strong connections. You won't have any crazy stories to tell. And you won't fall in love with the strange and beautiful scenery that is Joshua Tree. But if you're like us and embrace the weird, you'll love it here. We're Blake and Cassie, and we'd love for you to subscribe and become a part of our adventure.